Recorded live from their studio in Los Angeles, California, it's Brett and Alex in the Super Beard Show. This week, the news, pizza wars, video games as movies, and, as always, Patreon presents Fan Q&A. The date is September 2nd, 2022. Support this podcast at patreon.com/superbeardbros. My name is Ted Coonrod. Enjoy the show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Super Beard Show, or is it just Super Beard Show? I don't know. It's episode 8. It's called Iceskating Uphill. Thanks to our patron, Ed. Welcome to the show. I'm Alex. There's Brett.
Hi.
And sitting behind two monitors where I can only see his shoes, it's Ted.
Hey.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
I could hear the wheels clicking before that happened. He was like, how do I do this?
Yeah, Iceskating Uphill, a very thematically appropriate title for life, you know, just in general.
Okay.
You know, Iceskating Uphill, a.k.a. life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nice philosophy.
You feel that? Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Ed.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for listening to this. Honestly, like we went through a little break recently in the podcast, and it was a little bit stressful, but also ultimately heartwarming to see how many people were reaching out to me and being like, "Yo, where's that show at?"
Yeah, they were knocking on your front door.
Yeah, I think people like it. I'm enjoying it. And I'm thankful that people are enjoying this new show that we have put out into the world.
Thanks for listening, y'all. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I've always thought that we would do well as a podcast, and it's fun. It's fun. But now let's jump into the news. Do you like that better than Ted's intro?
I guess I did, yeah. You know what the best / worst part of that was the end. When you're like, I
don't have a lot of good air control these days. Breath control, is that what they call it?
I get it, man. It's hard.
This is a Marvel spoilers discussion that was a lot more relevant when I wrote it originally. But here it is. It was Comic-Con recently. And between Brett and I, we're not the biggest watchers and, like, I would say fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't consider myself somebody who's, like, loving every single thing that's coming out by a long shot that they're doing, right? But I do have fun with the fact that this is a giant company operating movies and television shows in the same way that, you know, the big two have been doing storylines and comic books for years where they branch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's still very enjoyable to me. Mm-hmm. So I have in front of us here, we have the Comic-Con sort of like slate that Feige brought to show everybody for the next couple years. I can't really read exactly what all the years are because some of the pictures are kind of small because they were taken from the audience. But we sort of have a comprehensive list of the next couple years of Marvel. And then now I'm going to give you a pretty big spoiler.
You mean me or the audience?
You probably, almost certainly did not watch this, but you probably know about it just based on who you are. This is just me guessing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is going to be a spoiler for the audience. So if you haven't seen the end of Miss Marvel, maybe skip ahead a couple minutes here. I don't know. Skip ahead of maybe skip this whole segment. I'm
maybe
not sure.
You can't help yourself and you want to know what we're going to talk about. Who knows?
It's not that big of a deal. And it is definitely not, in my opinion, part of the Miss Marvel story in any way that it mattered until they revealed it right in the last 5 seconds of the show. However, in Miss Marvel, first of all, you're familiar with Kamala Khan.
Mm-hmm.
She's an Inhuman in the...
She's an Inhuman
in the comic books. And she's a big Avengers fan. And she has her powers because she was exposed to Terrigen Mist, just like all Inhumans, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
And she becomes a superhero and she can embiggen.
She's a gummy. She's Elastigirl.
Yeah. But in the television show, she is not a gummy and she is not an Inhuman.
Oh.
She is I forget what they're called. They're called like Divergence or something like that, where they came from another, the family secret is that they come from another dimension. And
so are you saying all Inhumans in the show are like this? Or
no, she is not an Inhuman.
So there's Inhumans and then there's like this other thing that are from another dimension.
In the MCU, there is definitely like the Inhumans as we know them in some form. There was a version of Black Bolt that was annihilated, right?
And you're saying she's something different.
She's not an Inhuman, yeah. And but basically what she has is this bracelet that has like some crystals or whatever on it. And when she puts it on, she becomes kind of like the Green Lantern. Like
you're describing Nova.
Yeah, pretty much Nova, but without the responsibility. This is more like she's not a cop. You know what I mean? She has no job.
She has the gun, but she's a good guy.
Yeah.
She's a good guy with a bracelet.
She's really young.
She's a good guy with a bracelet. That's the only way to stop a bad guy with a bracelet.
Yeah. A good guy with a bracelet.
No.
So she still kind of has the same powers in terms of like how she does stuff. She makes like discs, like Magneto style discs to like run around on in the air. But she still has her like kind of, she like punches and a big Green Lantern kind of arm comes out.
Great.
You know, so she's similar, but not quite the same.
Okay.
But then at the end, they're talking about, it's her and her buddy Bobby or whatever. I forget who her friend is. He's the same guy from the comic.
Is his name Bobby?
I don't think it is.
You just threw out the name Bobby?
Yeah.
All right.
He's a generic white dude.
Tight.
And he was all right. And he was all right.
Thanks.
I didn't hate. I watched this whole show. It was all right.
Why do you hate Bobby?
I don't hate him. Bobby's all right.
Okay.
But at the very end, he's like the nerd who like gives her all her like gadgets or whatever. I don't know. And that's how they explain that she like has support. Is like he's her kind of like her Alfred kind of.
Oh boy.
And he's like, the thing they're talking about right at the end is like, hey, how come like when your other family members put on the bracelets, they don't get powers? And he's like, I just did your DNA and you are a mutant. And she like looks at the camera. I don't think she looks at the camera, but they look at each other like, whoa. And then it plays the riff from the like X-Men cartoon show, which to me is a sort of like Clarence, like it's a dog whistle, like, yo, we're talking about those types of mutants.
Right.
Yeah. So what I thought would be fun is now that we know that there's another dimension with mutants in it.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I wanted to look at the Phase 5 and Phase 6 calendar and kind of briefly speculate how we think that the mutants are going to make their entrance into the Marvel universe and also where.
Okay. All right.
Where in the timeline. So that's all I got. I don't know anything about any of these things. I can kind of tell you basically who might be in them pretty much.
Okay.
But that's really all I know.
Yeah, I think I might know far, far less than you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just based on what you told me, if I had to guess, like you're probably going to see some other, like if they're just like being like, you're a mutant now for some reason. I don't know why.
Cool. She's from another dimension.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Like they might just be silly with mutants in this other dimension.
That's my point.
Yeah.
If they're just going to start throwing things out where it's like, okay, you're a mutant now, this established character, you're a mutant. They could do that to virtually anybody that they want to.
Yeah.
So honestly, mutants can show up anywhere. But I guess like if I had to guess what's going to be your first big shot at like, here's some like established X-Men universe characters that you might want to see, or at least X-Men adjacent characters with like real mutant shit.
Like we start getting into the actual idea of mutants as a plot device. Yeah.
I'm not even saying that.
Okay.
I'm saying like maybe your first hints at anything actually X-Men adjacent.
Like some snicked.
No. I mean, like maybe you'll hear or see of a Moira McTaggart. Maybe you'll hear about like the island of Krakoa.
Well, there was Xavier.
That's, I mean, like, sure.
Also in another dimension, but that was like the fucking blue and yellow chair Xavier.
Also, but like, yeah, another universe kind of guy.
Yeah.
But my point is, I think the first time you're going to start seeing this stuff introduced to the main continuity universe thing.
Mm-hmm.
When is that? What is the date there? There's 2 Avengers movies there.
Before the Avenger movie?
No. What is it? It says May
2025.
And the other one is
November 2025.
So, yeah, I think, honestly, November 2025 is when you're going to see that shit.
You think at the end of the next Endgame, basically?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, once again, I think you're going to start to see, like, you're a mutant pop up, like, all throughout this is my guess.
Right.
But they're not going to be people we know. And they're not going to be that connected to the X-Men universe. And I think the first connections to the mutant X-Men universe, like my guess, is going to be at the end of all this. Because like they're not going to like, and here's my logic. This is the last thing I'll say on it. My logic is that like this is obviously building up to this Avengers thing at the end.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they would shoot themselves in the foot by bearing the lead of the introductions of like a mutant-centric plotline within something else that they're building here. I think they might plant seeds, but spend time tilling? No.
So real quick, let me just walk everybody through this who can't see it. And
why don't we put it up?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
But for the people, like, I'm letting you know, let's do both. Yeah.
I'll send these to Charlie just like I sent him the DeLorean pics last time. But for the sake of people who are listening to this on their commute or while they're running, next thing that's coming is Quantumania, which is the Ant-Man and Wasp movie. And that movie is confirmed to have the first real appearance. And what that means is as a fully formed villain who reveals his evil plan and wants to enact that plan, that's going to be the debut of Kang, the Conqueror. So he's already a timeline disruptor. Then we have Secret Invasion, which is in spring, and that is a Disney Plus show with Nick Fury and the Skrulls. I don't know what that's going to touch, but it's like seems to be a space thing. Might be like Annihilation adjacent. Echo obviously is like a dip back into Daredevil. Wilson, maybe Hawkeye's going to be in it. Maybe Black Widow's going to be in it. But it's Echo. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is going to be next Christmas. We don't know that much about it, except that it's going to have Adam Warlock in it. Loki season 2 is another one that I think is a good, where like when you're saying like we're going to see seeds, I think Loki is going to have a lot of that because it's kind of like a dimension hopping show, time stream hopping show. The Marvels is a movie that I'm kind of interested in now, knowing that she's a mutant, because we know that this movie is going to have all 3 Captain Marvels in it that we know about already, which are Carol Danvers, Miss Marvel, who is Kamala Khan, and Monica Rambeau, who is Photon or whatever. She got her powers in WandaVision. Blade is going to probably be Midnight Suns. Mahershala Ali is going to be in there. Ironheart is going to be, I don't know what's going on with Ironheart because that's in the wake of Wakanda Forever. And I don't know where Riri Williams is coming from or if it's going to be Riri or what the deal is. Daredevil's back. Agatha, Magic, don't know anything about that, but Doctor Strange was very multiverse. Daredevil Born Again, Charlie Cox back as Daredevil in She-Hulk. He's got the yellow outfit on, which is interesting. Captain America, the New World Order is May of 2024. That's with the new like Sam version of Cap. We don't know much about that either. However, and this is another spoiler, sort of, She-Hulk 2 just came out recently, like yesterday. And
you mean the second episode?
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah, the sequel to She-Hulk. No, She-Hulk 2 came out yesterday, and it had your boy in it for a second again, Ruffalo. And he was like, I'll talk to you later. I gotta go deal with something. And he flies off, and it's like he's going back to that planet that he was on in the last time we saw Hulk with Jeff Goldblum. Right? So it was a pretty big it was a pretty big hint that something World War Hulk related is maybe coming.
Okay.
So that's another thing that could happen. And that's the end of phase 5. And then phase 6, which begins in like late 2024 and goes into years later and has a lot of open spaces on it compared to phase 5, which I think is pretty much complete up there, except maybe for the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special, but that might still be in phase 4. Phase 6 has only 3 things in it. One of them is the Fantastic Four movie. And then we have the Infinity War and Endgame of this time, which is called the Kang Dynasty, the first one. And the second one's called Secret Wars, which is like the famous multiverse sort of like come to a head. But the rumor is that the movie that's coming out, that's the first X-Men movie or whatever, not to mention the fact that Deadpool 3 is in production and somewhere in here, even though Deadpool's not really a mutant. There's going to be the rumor is that there's going to be a movie that is simply called The Mutants. And I think that what that movie is going to be is that empty slot right before the Avengers 2-parter. Because I think they're going to resolve the Avengers 2-parter, and it's going to merge the world of the mutants with the world of Marvel.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I think.
That's possible, yeah.
And I think we're going to hear some more about Marvels. The only other thing that's kind of interesting to me is that there's a Wolverine video game coming out, and it's coming out pretty soon. Like, I think it's coming out next year. So that's the one thing that I'm like, still holding on to my idea that I had earlier, which is that they're going to bring Wolverine into the Marvel universe far before they bring in the rest of the mutants.
I see.
I think he's going to pop out of a portal. Real talk. I think he's going to pop out of a portal, maybe have like a, because they kind of turned Miss Marvel into armor. They kind of turned her into armor. Like her family belief in herself and stuff, like gives her more.
Are you really?
Power. Yeah. She, I mean, like, if you look at the show, it's like very, very much like they were like at the last minute kind of decided that maybe she's armor as well as she's Miss Marvel. But it gives me that vibe. And I happen to know from the comics that Armor and Wolverine kind of have like a Master and Sensei vibe sometimes.
They did for a little bit.
Yeah. And so I could totally see them doing that somewhere in the mix here, but I don't know. Also, Wolverine is in the Midnight Suns game. Which Blade is like the main dude in Midnight Suns that I can think of in the Marvel universe. And they already brought in Black Knight at the end of the Eternals.
Oh, okay.
Like Blade came to Black Knight at the end of the Eternals and was like, yo, I need you for something. But they don't show Blade. They just
I need you for something.
It's literally like
basically,
like how you describe one out of every 3 post-credit sequences in this studio.
That's exactly what it's like.
I need you for something.
They did not even show his face. It's a voice off screen, and he turns and looks. And you're like, okay. But yeah, that's my little news segment.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, kind of fun. I don't really care about this stuff that much in terms of like, this is my entertainment for the next 2 years. But I am obsessed with the mutants, and I want to bring the mutants to my eyeballs.
Can we not call them that?
Mutants?
Mutants?
It's kind of like robots.
I love robots.
Right. You don't think mutants is right up
no,
there?
I think the equivalent would be like mutants.
Mutants. Scientists like, sir, the mutants.
The mutants.
The mutant gene. Okay, so let's get out of the news segment since we went quite long on that.
Okay.
And let's get into our first segment, which I want to call Pizza Wars.
Oh boy.
Pizza Wars. I put out a call to our patrons last time that we sent out a little questionnaire for them. Patreon.com/SuperBeardBros, by the way. And what I had a bunch of people do was submit pizza topping combinations that they like to order.
Yeah.
At like, not like fancy, but like delivery pizza. Mm-hmm. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go through a bunch of different responses to this question from our patrons. We're going to flag the ones that we think could be a candidate because we have to take one of these, absolutely no modifications. Mm-hmm. And we're going to just go through and just sort of whittle them down. And at the end of the segment, we'll order the pizza and then we'll move on to our next segment. And hopefully by the time we get to the fan Q&A segment, we'll be eating pizza and we'll be able to tell you what we think of the pizza.
So you're telling me you want to conduct a tournament of pizzas and the winner will order?
We'll order it and we'll get back to you on how it tastes in this very same episode.
Okay, so what is the criteria?
I literally asked the question to the audience, when you make your own pizza for delivery, as in like when you choose every topping yourself is what I meant. Mm-hmm. What's your go-to combination of toppings?
No, I got that. Yeah. But what is our criteria for whittling down?
We just go through the list, and if one is something that sounds like we want to get it, that it's going to be good, we just tag it, and then we just, whittle it down until we think something that's going to be, we want to make something good, or we want to try something interesting.
Those are two very different things.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to say we have to choose either one or the other, but a pizza's going to come here and we're going to eat it. So keep that in mind.
All right. Well, let's give it a shot then.
Yeah, let's jump in. So TK, he says beef, bacon, thin crust. And I got to say, I see the appeal of this pizza.
Thin crust beef and beef.
Like ground beef.
Beef and bacon, thin crust, and that's it?
I see the appeal. If I had this at home, I would put some kind of chili oil over it, or
As would I.
like a pickle onion kind of deal.
Yeah, like what? Yeah, this needs acid, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
this
exactly.
needs veggie on it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not looking for. Like, I would eat the shit out of this.
Yeah.
But as far as like, would I order this? Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's not. It's. I get where your head's at. I want to like let you know I get where your head's at, but that's not my.
I think onion is like the
Needed.
perfect. Like onion,
Yeah.
chili. Like, you know what I put on there? I would put on onion, and I would put on like sweet, like. You know the I put this on any pizza. I'm not.
Yeah.
Gonna, well, who am I kidding? The barbecue sauce from Thai barbecue.
Oh
like
man, that sauce is like the best sauce in the world.
I agree,
Yeah.
dude.
That is such a good sauce. Is that just an LA thing?
I don't know
Is
actually.
that a chain? What is that?
Definitely. Oh, I see them all over.
I mean,
the
it's a
place.
chain like in my neighborhood, but I don't know if it's like. Are there like Thai barbecues in like Lubbock, Texas? I have no idea.
What a fucking call, fucking Django to Lubbock,
I
Texas.
have no idea. Next pizza comes from
John
Jake.
Brittle, Ellis Brittle.
Lubbock. This one's from Jacob. You want to read this one?
This one right here with the pineapple.
Yeah.
This is from Jacob. Okay, Jacob says pineapple, pepperoni, love it.
So far,
Mushroom, yeah, and a black olive. So here's the thing, man. I like all these, but I feel like it might be too much altogether. Like pepperoni, mushroom, and black olive, perfect. Pineapple, pepperoni, perfect. It's the combination of like olive and pineapple,
There's
bro.
some-
I can't do it.
There's something here. Like I see what you're doing, but like the mushroom and the black olive seems like leftovers from another pizza. Like it doesn't seem like the same vision. I've been watching a lot of Iron Chef Japan. I feel like I would rather have pineapple pepperoni and like again like something a little bit more sharp to slice through it. Where I mean, an olive is kind of sharp, but like a pickled jalapeno or something like that instead to slice through
I
all
think
that fat.
pineapple and olive are fighting.
Yeah,
I think pineapple and mushroom are kind of fighting. But was this Jacob? I'm sorry, I can't see the name.
Jacob.
Jacob continues. Oh, there it is. I see it now. I know the pineapple is divisive, but I really think pepperoni and pineapple is underrated. Couldn't agree more. Love it.
Yeah.
The slight spice and saltiness of the sausage with the sweet and it is well balanced. And you're absolutely right, Jacob. And I think that balance is thrown off by black olive.
Yeah.
Mushroom, maybe. Black olive, dude, I don't think you can do that and pineapple.
I'm honestly more partial to the black olive than the mushroom.
Okay,
but
okay.
It definitely has like, I feel like we crossed from like trying to make something that is a complete tasting dish to like stoner territory with this combination of four. It's almost like one of those like Ninja Turtle pizzas of like
Right.
weird things on the pizza.
I would eat it. Once again, I would eat it, but I would be wary about it.
Absolutely not disgusting. Just kind of like a strange selection. Next one's from Azrael.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Big name on this pizza.
Well, I'm not assassinating for the Order of Saint Dumas.
I love black olive bacon sausage pizza.
Black olive bacon sausage.
Again, okay, this is similar to the thin crust, and we got olive on there. I don't think that the olive is going to have the acidic taste that I
won't.
want.
It
Like
won't.
I want something maybe a little fruitier than an
I
olive.
want something with some crunchier texture too.
Like a red onion.
Yes.
Yeah, you know.
Yes.
I'm in there. Or like a
Hell, I'll even take a green pepper at this point.
What are those things called? The pepperoncinis vibe.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
those too.
That's the thing, man. Sausage, sure, I get. The bacon's very tasty, but like I can't think of a pizza I've had with bacon on it that's like delectable. Like it always tastes like fucking. It has the consistency of bacon bits.
Yeah.
It's like hard and crunchy.
At delivery, 100%. I've never been satisfied with delivery.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's like
Do you think all the people
local
saying
joint.
bacon have been like describing Canadian bacon this whole time?
like ham.
Yeah, maybe
Ooh.
there are.
That's a crazy question because bacon is such a different thing.
To me, yeah. Because
Even
if
in
it's
Canada.
Canadian bacon, if it's the ham, like then okay, that's different.
That's the thing, though. I went to Canada, and I was like in this mindset about like Canadian bacon and stuff. And I ordered bacon at a restaurant, and it was bacon, right?
Yeah.
And so then I ordered something called Yukon bacon,
uh-huh.
and this was like circles of
Mhm.
ham that were like not the same as like what we have as Canadian bacon.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. What we call Chinese food, like a lot of it here, is not really what they eat in China either.
I'm almost certain that Canadian bacon is gonna like somebody's gonna slide into the comments and be like, Canadian bacon was invented in Columbus, Ohio in 1985.
Right, I'm sure they
Yeah.
will. But I I'm going to assume that every time we see bacon so far, they're just talking about bacon.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right.
I think they would say Canadian bacon.
I would think so too.
You want to take the next one?
This is from Martin. Martin says, starting with a barbecue sauce base. Okay.
Different
I always
worlds.
go with chicken, sure. Bacon, sure. Sweet corn and red onion. So far, we got a winner.
So far, by far the most.
We
complete.
got a winner.
I'm going to star this. one.
How do we, there you go.
Yeah.
Starting with a barbecue sauce base. Right. And like, all right, like here's the thing. Barbecue sauce base, I think is slightly more dangerous than a regular marinara, right?
It's a little demented, but like barbecue chicken pizza.
I think you can get sick of it earlier.
Yeah.
But the chicken on a barbecue sauce, of course, right? And then you put bacon, like, yep, I've seen that combo plenty of
Red
times.
onion.
It works. And then the sweet corn, woo!
That's a little
barbecue sauce and the
that's a
sweet
juke,
corn.
yeah.
Yeah. Because it evokes like a summer cookout to me, you know?
Yeah, I'm not
And the
against
red
that at
onion
all.
to throw all that together. Yeah. Okay. So Martin says, by the way, I have a Sardinian friend that swears by pears. Pears, I'm assuming the fruit,
Yeah.
as a god tier pizza topping. So there's something to discuss.
Yeah.
We will not be discussing that.
I mean, look, Sardinian pizza, like Italian pizza, like proper pizza, that's not in any world the same thing as like Pizza Hut or Domino's delivery pizza.
Of course not.
If I was on the island of Sardinia and I was sitting there looking at the water and somebody gave me like a pizza that was like made from like a fresh piece of dough with like some thin sliced pear with like some balsamic and maybe some goat cheese and some nuts on the pizza. And it's coming out of like a pizza oven with like nice leoparding on the crust and it's like fluffy and light. That's a type of pizza that I would get behind. You know what I mean? But I would not trust like Papa John's to throw some pears on my pizza and have that be like anything close to
Honestly, if it were in front of me, I'd eat it, Alex.
there's almost nothing you can put on a pizza that's available at a pizza restaurant that I wouldn't eat a combination of.
Okay, good.
But like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's because I'm getting hungry. It's that time of day.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, I would eat that.
I'm starring that. Next one's from Axed. If I go to a new pizza place, I've got to have their margarita. No toppings to distract from the flavor. Margarita pizza, if you don't know at home, is like kind of like the vibe of like tomato with like a dollop of cheese if you're going to like a more European style place.
Yep.
Or some people have margarita pizza that's just tomato sauce and basil with garlic. So, either one. Need to make sure it's delicious. If they pass the margarita phase, then I might go a little crazy and add black olives and mushrooms. Excellent combination.
Yeah.
This person might be from another country.
Maybe.
I don't know for sure, but like the idea of getting this type of pizza at a delivery place doesn't fill me with the same type of excitement that
I'm
it
not
would
interested.
at a neighborhood.
I'm sure
pizza
it's
spot.
tasty, but
Yeah.
no, I'm cool.
All right, here we go.
From Larry D. If it's CPK, barbecue chicken pizza with pineapple. Sure. If it's one of those make your own pizza places with unlimited topping choices, e.g. Blaze Pizza. Oh, it's a marinara barbecue sauce blend, bruh.
Oh, what the
Bruh.
What?
Nah.
That's like a cause I can type move.
Chicken, fennel sausage, spinach, carrots, pineapple, fennel, arugula, and basil sauce, bro.
Demented.
I think I like all the things that you listed individually are delicious, but I think the things are competing.
Yeah, this is like I got to get rid of some shit in my fridge. You know what I mean? Like look, shout outs to this person for being the first person who was like, let me get like some herbs on my pizza.
Sure.
Like, I don't want to just.
So you know what I'm shocked by? No one said garlic.
Yeah.
yet.
I feel like maybe the reason for that is that I think a lot of people just they're not aware of what garlic actually tastes like or where.
Dude, garlic is the
Like-
number one pizza topping.
That taste that is garlic. I think not a lot of people associate that with the allium garlic and just think that that's like like just like some kind of like side thing of pizza that tastes good. But everybody likes garlic, even though people who don't say they don't. Do you like garlic, Ted?
Oh God, I love garlic.
So Larry D, you got some good shit here, man. But I don't think I can do it personally.
That's like two pizzas. There's
Yeah,
like two
I think
beautiful
there's-
pizzas in there.
They did the fusion dance, but they did it wrong.
Yeah. Barbecue chicken pizza with pineapple, though, as like another option.
I could do it. Sure.
I'm less excited about it than our previous CPK-esque pizza with the sweet corn.
Right.
But
How many entrants do we have in this tournament?
just a couple more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Next one is from Astro.
Mhm.
He says, I know.
He says, I know it's unpopular, but anchovies and bell peppers.
Oh, wow.
I think the hate for anchovies is just people jumping on the hate bandwagon like they do with pineapple.
Maybe. I mean,
agree. I agree with Astro.
I don't know about that. I think I don't think people hate anchovies. I think they're intimidated by them. Like they've never tried them.
They say, ugh, anchovies, but really what they mean is, that looks like a dead fish.
Correct.
Yeah.
Anchovies and bell peppers. So once again, they both taste good. But like, if that's all that's on the pizza,
This would be a killer pizza.
I'm okay. I'm cool on
Tell you
that.
what, I'm going to put a little star by that one.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
Hold on. That to me, as somebody, look, I have been getting a lot more into cooking, like a lot more things. Like I've always been enjoying cooking, but since the pandemic, obviously, like I've been spending a lot more time cooking. And when I make something that's good and people are like, you know, I've had this salad or I've had this type of pasta a bunch of times, but for some reason, this tastes a lot better than that. The reason is absolutely because I threw 3 anchovies in there and just mushed them away until you couldn't even see them. I think, along with what they're saying here about people jumping on the hate bandwagon, which I think is part of it. I think you're right that just looking at it and thinking about it as the corpse of a dead fish, bones and all, is like very upsetting for some people. But I also want to say that I have ordered anchovies from delivery before. And I want to say that I have never encountered a situation in which the person making the pizza has any idea why anchovies are on a pizza and how they should be putting them there. Like, they'll throw them on the pizza like fucking mushrooms. And then you've got like the saltiest pizza ever made, when really, honestly, they should be under the cheese.
Interesting.
Yeah, they should be under the cheese, bell pepper on top. That would be a killer pizza. I just put a star by it out of shout outs to anchovies, but I'm not going to order this pizza from a fucking Domino's.
Well, all right.
Yeah. Ham. Oh, this is the last one.
Okay.
Ham, bacon, onion. This is
from RJ,
Yeah, it's from
by the
RJ.
way.
Ham, bacon, onion. It's like a Hawaiian, but the onion crafts a sweetness with the savory that's more subtle.
Crafts. Ham, bacon, onion. Fucking delicious.
Ham, bacon, onion. Yeah, I guess that answers our question about ham and bacon.
Yeah, doubling up on that pork. Yeah, it's delicious. It sounds delicious. Absolutely.
I would absolutely have this pizza if it was in front of me, but again, I think we're having a balance.
We know what the winner is here.
Yeah, we're having a balance issue. I believe that I want to get this barbecue pizza.
Yeah. You know what sealed the deal?
What?
The corn.
The
man.
corn.
The corn.
But here's the thing. Am I going to be able to find a place that does sweet corn?
You know where you gotta? Oh, well, we're not near my neck of the woods. I was like, if we were at my house, honestly, either where either of us live, we live near K-Town. We could get this no problem. But because we're at the office, I don't know.
Yeah, like Mr. Pizza.
Honestly,
but
no.
like this neighborhood's pretty like Korean.
Look for a Korean pizza joint. Maybe we can get this
Dude,
going.
I know one. I know one right up the street. Hold on.
Get some wings.
All right. Hey,
I'm just hungry.
Yeah.
Why did we do this? I'm
I
hungry
think it's
now.
great, and I apologize to everybody at home who's like,
Fuck
if you're
you.
like working out and you're like, oh,
I was gonna say a heat stroke. I'm on a hunger strike.
I'm
also on a heat stroke.
I'm on a heat stroke. I'm on a seafood diet. I got a seafood and get a heat stroke.
So you're looking on your phone now for the place?
Yeah, I'm trying to find a spot. I'm looking at.
Well, I guess while he looks, I'll say, hey man, thanks everybody out there for submitting these pizza recipes.
Lucifer's Pizza.
All of them sound, for the most part, pretty good. You know, once again, there was not a pizza here that I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
I would try all of them.
Yeah, nobody's going to hell in my book here.
I still think I'm still of the belief that it's hard to fuck up a pizza. It can be done. It's hard to do though.
Yeah. You really have to be pretty malicious in your choicing to mess up a pizza. Do we want... Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait, I can't read.
Korean? Oh, no. Can I just make a pizza?
What? So you found a restaurant?
Yeah, I did. I found a Korean spot up. This is one of our favorite spots up the street. It's called Love Letter Pizza.
Oh, yeah, I know them.
It does not have a make your own
What?
pizza. However, it does have something called the barbecue chicken pizza.
What's on their barbecue chicken pizza?
I'll read it to you right now. It's chicken,
Yeah.
barbecue sauce.
Wait, hold on. I'm looking for our boys.
It's this one right here.
Gotcha. Okay. Go ahead. Chicken?
Chicken, barbecue sauce,
Yeah.
tomato, onion, bell peppers, corn, and cheese.
And you can't add bacon to that.
I can't add bacon to it because they don't have bacon available.
Is there
at
not
this-
a place that we can make our own?
I can like look and see if there's a place that maybe has corn.
Now people are just listening to two fat guys order pizza. This is ridiculous.
That's what it is. That's what this is.
That's what this podcast has always been.
That's what ever since we started it. This is what
We
it is.
told you. Why didn't you listen?
This is what it is.
The news.
Okay, hold on.
What's going on? Talk
So
me through
this place, Fat Tomato, great place, does not have sweet corn
Fuck.
or bacon.
Get the fuck out of there.
How am I going to find
Look for one more place.
Yeah.
If you can't find one more place, go back to the first one and order
that pizza?
the one.
Yeah, okay.
And we'll just say, oh, can we get bacon?
Like, can we purchase bacon?
Yeah, like, and then crumble it.
If it's cooked.
Yeah.
Like a side of bacon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it's available. I don't think some guy's going to bring me like 3 strips of bacon in a napkin.
I'm picturing Solomon from Nathan for You. Here you go. Thank you.
Barbecue sauce base, we're in.
Well, is this a third place?
Yeah.
What is this one?
This is called Fresh Brothers.
I know Fresh Brothers.
Yeah, Fresh Brothers makes some badass pizza.
Yeah.
But I never have like tried to make a pizza.
Well, yeah. Okay. What do they got?
Okay, I'm getting a large pizza.
Yeah.
Original crust, not skinny, right?
Yeah, original's fine.
I just based on this, it seems like it's not a thin crust pizza.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the barbecue sauce, right?
Yep.
You want diced mozzarella or do you want vegan cheese?
Why are you even just get the fuck out of here?
Bacon,
Yep.
chicken.
Yep. Okay. Moving on to the vegetables.
They have something called cup and char pepperoni.
Oh, they probably mean the real pepperoni.
Yeah, because they also have pepperoni.
Right.
Okay. What else is on this pizza?
It's corn and onion.
Red onions.
They got it?
They got red onions.
Just give me the corn.
No sweet corn.
Go back to the fucking first one.
Damn.
That's why we did it.
You're right.
That's why we did it.
You're right. All right.
And that first one had barbecue sauce on it?
It's literally like almost the pizza, but with like a few more veggies.
Okay.
I could go CPK, see if they got it.
Fuck CPK. No. No.
Damn.
I like CPK, but like they're overpriced.
They really are.
And I don't think they're gonna let you make your own. Ted, do me a favor, please.
Yes.
Get your phone out.
Okay.
Look for like a local spot, like maybe that spot down the street, whatever that like diner is. You know what I'm talking about? And look for anybody, like a breakfast joint, like a diner, someplace that'll like do breakfast for us, right?
Side of bacon.
We'll just try and get like 1 or 2 sides of
Wait
bacon.
a minute. This has bacon.
What does?
This other pizza.
From which place? The first place?
The Korean place.
The first place.
Yeah.
What has bacon?
There's a pizza called the Hawaiian.
Good job. All right. So, but yeah, that's the problem. It's not the problem wasn't that they didn't have bacon. The problem is that they don't let you make your own.
This one has sausage, ham, bacon, pineapple, white sauce, corn, cheese.
Get out. Well, we want the barbecue one.
Okay, let me see if I can like write it in.
Dude.
I like if I do it and they don't give it to me, we still got the bacon coming. Do you want to get gold crust or royal crust?
Of course I do, Alex.
So do you know the difference between gold and royal?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, I think I do. Gold crust is when they put like a ring of cheese around the crust, like that's baked on top a little bit. Royal gold is where they also put sweet potato mousse inside the crust.
So both of them are a stuffed crust. Gold crust is the signature crust filled with the sweet potato mousse.
Oh, so what's the other
Royal
one?
crust is filled with mozzarella cheese.
Oh, the sweet potato. I can get fucking mozzarella. Fuck that noise.
Okay.
Get the one with the mousse. What size is this pizza?
Large.
Good. Now I'm getting hungry and indignant.
What's your favorite chicken wing seasoning?
Oh, man. Wait,
Buffalo.
Ted, are you looking into the bacon situation?
Oh, no.
Please do. I'm being serious.
Buffalo sriracha, fire sauce, garlic soy,
Start over.
Buffalo sriracha.
Buffalo? No, absolutely not. Okay.
fire sauce,
Wow, okay.
garlic soy,
Oh.
lemon pepper, but it's got 2 M's. I don't know what that means.
Lemon dipper.
Medium spicy, sweet and mild, or sweet chili.
Sweet chili.
Sweet chili. You can get 2.
Two sauces? How do they do that?
Two seasons. I don't know if it's going to be 6 and 6 or if it's going to be a mixture.
Well, that's my choice. If you've got another choice, then do a mix.
I'm going to put lemon pepper in there too.
Okay,
because I'm a fucking bitch like that. Okay. Preferences. Okay, wait.
I can't believe people are listening to this.
So wait. So
are you still out there?
This is big. Okay, chicken, barbecue sauce, tomato, onion, bell peppers. If we had our druthers, would not be on the pizza.
If we had our druthers, we'd be replacing
the tomato, onions, bell peppers with bacon.
We'd be replacing the bell peppers with bacon, basically.
You want the tomatoes and onions?
Well, the onions have to be there.
Oh, the onions. Okay, so tomato and bell peppers out, bacon in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ted, how's it going over there?
It's looking.
Because I want to make Martin's dream come true.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it. It's our dream now.
Let's be honest, it's our dream.
It's our dream now.
Country Touch Cafe.
That's good.
Yeah, like honestly, you don't even have to tell me where it's from. Like, as long as you like, I just want you to find a place where on the menu you can order side of bacon, and just let me know when you find that, please.
Okay.
Bulgogi cheese fries, spicy chicken cheese.
You're getting pulled into the vortex.
I'm trying to see if they have some kind of bacon.
We have to
side
finish
here.
the podcast, Alex.
I'm trying to see if they got any bacon or anything here. No, they don't. Okay, I'm going to put in this order for this pizza.
Thank you. And thank you, Martin. Everybody for entering the tournament of pizza.
Hell yeah. And hopefully by the time the pizza arrives, we'll still be recording this podcast.
If I had to enter this tournament, I may have entered with that. Remember that thin crust Alfredo boy?
That was badass.
I'm telling you.
It tasted like a mouthful of pasta.
I'm telling
It
you.
was awesome.
And there was no meat on it.
I'm trying to think what I would do. Yeah, that's the crazy part. It tasted like somebody spooned like chicken broth over the top. It was good. If I did this challenge, what would I put on my pizza?
Yeah.
Probably a lot more aromatics. Like probably a lot more like garlic, onion, maybe like some pork sausage, garlic, onion, and like some kind of like little sauce.
Onion is the real answer.
Something a little
here.
conservative. Something a little bit focused.
Not onion, but garlic is the real answer here.
Yeah. Garlic.
I can't believe garlic didn't show up once here.
Yeah. They didn't even write it. Like garlic. All right. So that's Pizza Wars.
Thank you.
Part 1 of Pizza Wars is done. Just waiting on the pizza.
Oh, it's like part one.
Part 1.
Oh, part 2 is the
part
eating.
2 is the eating. Yeah.
Got it.
Now while we wait, we're on to a second segment, which I like to call Video Games as Movies. This week, we're going back to the random video game generator for another activity called Video Games as Movies. This game, I gotta say, it was inspired by Alex Jaffe, who I listen to his podcast, Insert Credit, fairly often. And I just like the way that he kind of comes up with these sort of interesting ideas and like sort of like discussion points that kind of like create interesting discussions. So what we're going to do today is I'm going back to the same random video game generator that we used the other day to rank the random video games. You remember that one?
Oh, right.
Yeah. This time what we're going to do is I'm going to click randomize until it hits on a game that both of us know.
Uh-huh.
And then we're going to define what role that game occupies in video game culture.
Oh, boy.
And then we're going to select a movie that occupies a similar role in movie culture. And I actually wrote an example for you
Okay.
so that it would make sense. This is not my real opinion, but this is just something that I wrote.
Okay.
Dark Souls 2 is the Babe Pig in the City of video games.
I hate this already.
Because even though it's not the sequel to Dark Souls that anyone expected, it's still a very clear creative vision and strangely good in its own right for totally different reasons than the first Dark Souls.
Okay.
Tracks.
Okay.
Tracks.
Okay. All right.
Cool? What's this?
Ted just came over and shrugged his shoulders at me.
Thick cut bacon. Let's do it. Yeah.
Did you order that, Ted?
Yeah.
Does it? You can talk. They can hear you.
Yeah.
Well, how many? How many? He's like pantomiming like fuck Marcel over
It was
here.
really emotive.
Does it say how many slice like pieces of bacon come in it?
It's a side and it's $8.
No.
It's $8.
So I assume
$8.50.
So I assume it's going to be 4 to 5 slices. I think we'll be good.
$8.50.
All right, then yeah, just get the one.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's $8.
That's a puzzle. Yeah.
$8.50.
I'm not going to tell you how much this
I
was.
mean, you can get it. We'll reimburse you, Ted. Please.
Yeah, just buy it on,
All
the,
right.
buy it on the card.
I'm getting a cart of bacon.
Yeah.
It's $8.
If you want to get something else to make that seem less weird, you can, but I'm
To whom?
I-
The
it's-
people at the restaurant, like, okay.
Here's
Yeah,
what
I don't
happens
give a
sometimes.
shit.
I'll be messed up in the middle of the night. I need some water. And I order like a very small order from like a restaurant or a 7-Eleven or something. People get the order and then they'll just be like, no, they don't have that. Sorry. And they just like won't give me anything and they'll just.
What are you ordering?
Like I'll be like at night and I'll be like, I really want like a Gatorade.
Oh shit.
Okay.
This is 40 to 50 minutes.
I mean, when is the pizza supposed to be here?
30 minutes. Yeah. I mean, go for it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah.
All right.
If it fails, it fails.
Bacon.
Let's get to this. Video games.
Stuff. Okay.
Video games as movies. I'm going to just keep hitting randomize till we hit one that we both get.
All right.
This is the perchance.org random video game
Is this
generator.
going to pop up with text?
Yeah. Sonic Rush Adventure. I'm not sure
I don't know
what game
what the
that
fuck
is.
that
Yeah.
is.
Soul Calibur 4.
I know. So, oh, yeah. Which? Oh, I definitely know which one.
This is the one that has Darth Vader and Yoda in it,
Yep.
I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's, so I think the most defining features about Soul Calibur 4 in terms of its own franchise, right?
Yeah.
Like what sets it apart is like, this is the one that a lot like, okay, Soul Calibur 2 was beloved by everyone.
Yeah. Hits.
Soul Calibur 3 came out and everyone was like disappointed,
Kind of cooled
with
people
it.
off. Yeah.
even though
I thought it
in
was
my
sick.
opinion, it
Yeah.
was way better.
Superior.
So Soul Calibur 4 was, I think, the first time. I think it was because it had to do with the fact that Soul Calibur 3 was a PlayStation 2 exclusive.
Yeah.
People were like, well, I want to play on my GameCube.
Where's Link?
Right.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur 4 was the first time that the game was available again on multiple platforms. PS3, Xbox 360, maybe one other, but definitely those two.
Yeah.
So
New technology also, like it's on a new piece
Console.
of hardware. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. So
A little rougher around the edges.
I think this was like the point in the franchise when people were like, okay, this could be the return to what we liked.
Yep.
People were excited for it, but then, and it was fine. It's like average and fine, but I think it's, depending on how you look at it, it's either marred but at the very least, like very much defined by its guest characters.
Yeah.
I think I know what movie this is.
Okay.
And I think it's super applicable. You ready?
Yeah. So wacky guest characters, couple steps forward in some realms, couple steps back in the other realms, ultimately leading
But like people had high hopes for it.
Oh yeah. Expectations high. Not a negative response, but a tepid one.
The Soul Calibur 4 is the Terminator Salvation.
That is so perfect.
The fourth entry,
Yeah.
right?
After
And the second one came out and people were like, yes.
Yeah.
Third one came out, people were like,
This
eh.
is not
And the
great.
fourth one, people were like, huh? And
Yeah.
then like in the movie, and then the game and the movie came out. And then like on the box art and like leading the movie were not the people who you expected, like these people that you grew up with throughout the franchise, but it was about like this person you'd never seen before, whether it be Yoda or Starkiller or Darth
Yeah.
Vader. And you're like, I guess, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then the whole experience when it's over is like, you know, like it's okay.
Was he already Batman?
I'm not
Christian Bale?
talking about, I mean, yes, he was already Batman.
So that was going in there like you have the power of like some new blood coming in, Darth Vader type, you know.
No, you're fucking me up, dude. You don't remember that movie. Let me break it down for you. Just like people were like waiting for Soul Calibur 4, like I want the return to form, even though Soul Calibur 3 was great.
Right.
People were clamoring for this like after Terminator 3. People were like, oh
Terminator
shit,
3 was-
they're finally going to do the future war,
Yeah.
right? We're finally going to see the culmination, maybe,
Yes.
or at least the continuation, the fulfillment.
It's not a
of
time
John
travel movie.
Connor's
We're gonna learn.
death.
Yeah.
This is the fulfillment of John Connor's destiny, long prophesized.
Yeah.
Right?
We're gonna see why he's so
But
special.
the movie's protagonist really is this random dude named like fucking Marcus Phoenix or some shit. I'm serious. I swear to God.
Right.
Look it up.
I
look it up. Like it's a random. You don't remember? There was a random dude, and he's like even worse. He's like an amnesiac, which is a fucking no character, right? Look at this.
Oh, it's Avatar guy.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's the protagonist of the film, and he's a terrible character. Marcus Wright.
Marcus Wright. Yeah, very
terrible
close.
name, right?
Yellow
Literally, motherfucker looks like a PS3 era protagonist.
He
Doesn't
really does. He doesn't look like a real guy.
he looks like Starkiller.
Yeah.
So I think this is super applicable, dude. Like this guy, the movie was about him.
He's
just like
Starkiller.
Soul Calibur 4 like became about these Star Wars characters.
Yes, I'm with you.
You understand?
I'm with you.
Okay.
Yeah. And also the Terminator 3 Soul Calibur 3 thing, Very, very like in terms of audience reaction, very, very apt.
Agreed. But I think that breaks down because Soul Calibur 3 was actually dope as fuck.
Yeah. And Terminator, you know what it was with Terminator 3? PG-13.
I mean,
like the fact that they tried to make a teen movie was weird.
I think you can get away with making a PG-13. I just watched this movie again for the first time in years.
Okay.
I think the real problem with Terminator 3 is that it takes the themes that the first two Terminators are about and completely says, no. It doesn't yes and the franchise. It says, nah. That's the problem, in my opinion.
I'm right there with you, 100%. It's like a very strange. You would never expect that the sequel to Terminator 2 Judgment Day would be that movie.
Look, you want me to get specific? I'll get specific. The real problem with Terminator 3 is that the first two films are all about there is no fate but what we make. You can make the messages. We can. It's still not too late. We can make the world a better place. The line that's literally said in Terminator 3 is Judgment Day is inevitable.
Yeah.
Like they just said, no, never mind that. That's the problem with that movie.
The one that came to mind for me was Jurassic World, but I think I agree with Terminator Salvation.
It's super applicable.
Yeah. I mean, Jurassic World very much is the Terminator Salvation of Jurassic Park movies also, but that's another conversation. Randomized video game generator. We're going back to the well. Forza Motorsport 4. I know what this is.
I don't.
It's Gran Turismo for Xbox. It's not great. Resistance Fall of Man for PS2, PS3.
No.
Final Fantasy X.
Okay,
This
I know
is pretty
that one.
solid. Okay, yeah. Final Fantasy X is.
You have one already?
Well, I don't have the movie, but I'm going to talk about Final Fantasy X. Yeah.
Okay.
Final Fantasy VII was like this benchmark for PS1. And when Final Fantasy X was announced, everybody was looking to Final Fantasy X to be the same thing in terms of like tech, in terms of presentation of a JRPG. The one right before it was Final Fantasy IX, which was the swan song of the original guy who made Final Fantasy. And it was sort of like, I don't want to say the death of, but like the sort of like send off of everything about Final Fantasy that's not like dudes with buckles and zippers and like really crazy haircuts doing stuff in like very, very strange fantasy world.
I'm starting to pick something up.
Yeah.
I think I have a movie in mind.
Final Fantasy X is that hit, spawns many sequels, one of the only Final Fantasies that has like direct sequels like that.
I've still got something in mind.
And I would say that it's also sort of like the debatably the like main game, like one of the main games on PS2 in like if you wrote 5 games down on PS2, I think it would be on the list.
I got something in mind, but do you have something in mind?
I feel like it's
just based on the things you said.
Yeah, I feel like it's like Iron Man. Well, I was gonna say Iron Man 3, but I think most people didn't like Iron Man 3 how I liked Iron Man 3. So I feel like that's maybe not right. But I was trying to go something because there's a lot of Final Fantasies, and I'm like, how do you distinguish between them? So I went to that. Maybe you know what it is? It's Casino Royale.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah. It's Casino Royale.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Whoa. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. It is not Final Fantasy in any shape or form that it was before. Doesn't even have fucking the ATB system.
Right.
It's like a completely new battle system made by a lot of the same people.
It's like pretty high quality.
Yeah.
It sets a new tone.
Yeah. Made by a lot of the same people that made the old shit. GoldenEye, same director as Casino Royale.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. I think that is indisputable.
You're right. You're absolutely right. What we've just said is subjective.
Yeah.
But it's objective too.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's really what you were going to say?
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. Final Fantasy X, the Casino Royale of movies, video games. All right.
Same.
Same. Godzilla Generations, Maximum Impact, a game with 2 colons. I don't know it.
Godzilla Generations. Oh, hold on. Maximum Impact.
It's not Godzilla Generations like you know.
No. It's Godzilla Generations. Maximum Impact.
Kirby's Dream Land 2.
Not really.
Not familiar enough. Brothers in Arms, Earned in Blood. Not familiar enough. Resistance Fall of Man.
Another Resistance?
Does that mean that the previous one wasn't Resistance Fall of Man and that there's another game called Resistance?
I don't know.
Star Ocean Anamnesis.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm mad at the word. Alone in the Dark Illumination.
Sorry.
I don't remember which one that is. I've only played 2 of those. Assassin's Creed Rearmed?
Nope.
No idea.
Rearmed?
Flat Out 4 Total Insanity? No. Spyro Enter the Dragonfly?
Nah,
Not sure which one that is. Star Trek Elite Force 2? Wish I knew. Have no idea.
Right.
Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist?
You Blacklist.
I don't know it well enough to tell you which one Blacklist is, right?
I have no idea.
Roblox, another game that I know what it is, but I'm
I
not
have no idea what
I'm not aware of it enough.
Ted loves what? Why are you laughing at Roblox?
Because I'm just like racking my brain trying to think of a movie
That's Roblox.
That's Roblox.
Okay.
The Lego movie. The Roblox of the movie. You got Sly Cooper 3. No.
Ooh.
SingStar Ultimate Party. No. Onimusha Dawn of Dreams.
Sorry,
Is that the Smash Bros one?
no clue.
I have no idea. NBA 2K6. Can't speak on it. Worms Open Warfare. Can't speak on it. The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky.
You made that up.
I know what that is. Can't speak on it. Never played it. FIFA 17. I can speak on FIFA as a general franchise, but I don't know anything about 17. Mario Kart Double Dash.
Yeah, I remember Double Dash.
We're in here. Mario Kart Double Dash.
All right. So what defines Mario Kart Double Dash is pretty clear.
It's the same formula.
Was that the only Mario Kart on the GameCube?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're looking at is the return of a franchise onto a new format.
Yeah. Big change.
And the big change is that whereas before there was one, now there are 2.
Yeah.
Right?
But you know what I could also say? It's a change that when you explain it to somebody, it's tantalizing and exciting and kind of like a very seemingly big change to the series. But in practice, as a player of Mario Kart, the fact that there's a second dude on my cart in this game does almost nothing for me, other than that I have a second projectile, which is not nearly the leap forward that having a second guy on your Mario Kart seems like it is.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I do. Still, definitely the most defining characteristic of that entry in the franchise.
Yeah.
Where there used to be 1, there is 2. And it's like in the middle of like a long-running franchise.
Well liked. Every single entry is good.
Yeah.
Or at least beloved. Every single entry beloved. This is like only the third or fourth game in the series total, including portable games.
Really?
I would say
okay. That's the SNES one.
Game Boy Advanced.
There was a Game Boy Advance one?
Yep.
So did you say advanced or advance?
I don't know which one is true.
That's okay. It's definitely advanced.
If I put my money down on it, I would say advance. Yeah.
So you're telling me what was the first Mario Kart? That's got to be SNES.
Mario Kart.
And then
Super Mario Kart is Super Mario Kart's the original.
And then the N64 one came next.
Mario Kart 64.
And then the handheld
Mario
one.
Kart Advance.
And then this Double Dash?
Yeah.
You sure?
What else?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you're right. So it's not as deep into the franchise as I thought it was.
I would say conservatively, it's like the midway point. Afterwards, you get Mario Kart 7 on DS. Or no, Mario Kart DS, Mario Kart Wii, Mario Kart 3DS 7, Mario Kart 8.
A lot of handhelds. Yeah, okay.
How do you get 8? I guess it's 8. And then there's just been Mario Kart 8 for like 10 years almost.
It's defined by a gimmick that never returned again.
But it did. Like the 2 guys on the cart didn't.
That's what I'm talking about.
But every other game since has had 2 items at once.
I understand what you're saying, but come on.
And even I believe,
so the gimmick showed up.
Even Mario 64 and Super Mario Kart, as far as I know, you can do that with half the items in the game when you like put some on your butt.
Well, what I'm saying is there were never 2 people on the cart again.
Right.
Where there used to be 1, there were 2 for a second, and then it went back to 1.
Right.
Where it used to be 1.
They like did it once to like pump it up, and then they were like, just kidding, it's like nothing.
Ooh, that's tough.
You know where my head is at, and this is like dumb because it's like about cars, is Tokyo Drift.
I see what you're saying.
Or maybe
I see what you're saying.
Actually, maybe what's the Too Fast, Too Furious? Maybe is the one that I'm thinking.
The second one?
The third one, right?
Tokyo Drift is the third one.
I thought Tokyo Drift is the third or the second one, and Too Fast, Too Furious.
Why would Too Fast, Too Furious be the third
Because
movie?
it's a sequel to Fast and the Furious.
Right.
But Tokyo Drift is like,
But if you're going to
Gaiden.
have 2 in the title twice,
but it's not called 2 Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. And it doesn't
No.
have any of the same characters in it.
that's why it's Tokyo Drift. Too Fast, Too Furious is the second one.
Yeah.
If they made Too Fast, Too Furious the third one, that'd be fucking stupid.
If they made Iron Man 1, and then they made a movie that is in the Marvel Universe, but is not about Tony Stark,
Mm-hmm.
and then they made a third movie that's about Iron Man, that movie's going to be called Iron Man 2.
But my bro, all I'm trying to explain that like you're. First of all, let's get this clear. Tokyo Drift is the third one, right?
It is.
And all I'm saying is you were sitting there questioning whether or not Tokyo Drift was the third one or Too Fast, Too Furious was the third one.
I thought it was the third one. Too Fast, Too Furious.
And once again, so here's the point I'm making. Why would they call it Too Fast, Too Furious if it's the third one?
Because it's not the third in a series of
It is.
movies.
It would have been according to you.
No, it's the third movie in the Fast and the Furious franchise
Yeah.
made, but it is Tokyo Drift is, if anything, a prequel to Fast and the Furious.
But it's called Fast and the Furious 3 Tokyo Drift.
Is it really?
Well, I don't know about 3, but it's called the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift for sure.
Yeah.
It's number 4.
What?
Yep.
Really?
Read me the names of these movies. 4?
The Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, The Turbocharged,
What the fuck is the turbocharged?
and The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
And stop it. There's no such movie as The Turbocharged. I'm looking this up myself.
I'm going with Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. Number 1, there's cars in there.
This is bullshit. Ted, you're...
What is the turbocharged?
What the fuck is the turbocharged?
That's
no,
not- that doesn't
no,
even make sense.
No.
That doesn't
it's
even-
a short. It's a 6-minute short. Fuck off, Ted.
That doesn't
Fuck
even
off.
make...
Yeah, get out.
That doesn't
Fast and
even
Furious
make
is the third one.
sense.
It's
Great
Tokyo Drift
movie.
is the third one.
Okay.
I love the turbocharged movie.
Get the fuck out of
So
here.
let's put Mario Kart Double Dash. I want to tell you why it's Tokyo Drift.
Okay, but before we do that, we are bearing the lead.
Yeah.
The lead being, why would they call a movie Too Fast, Too Furious if it's
I
the
just
third?
explained it to you. I just explained it to you a second ago. If they made Spider-Man and then they made Spider-Man The Beginning and then they made a sequel that was following the events of the first Spider-Man movie, that movie would be called Spider-Man 2.
I guess the reason that doesn't fit for me is because Tokyo Drift, nothing about it says that it's a prequel. And I understand. I'm just from what I'm hearing from you, it is.
I don't know if it is.
Oh.
I believe that it is because those guys come back later.
Well, I don't know if it, but my point is
Yeah.
because of the marketing, like this is like a Rambo First Blood situation if they did that, right? Which is also shitty. Like it doesn't make sense.
It
like,
is definitely a fuck up.
Like you wouldn't, if it is indeed the third movie to come out in your franchise as far as the public goes,
Yeah.
I think it would be fucking really weird to stress the twos everywhere if it is indeed the third as far as everyone else is concerned.
Sure. I get what you're saying.
Okay. All right.
I'm not saying
as long
that
as you understand.
Yeah, I do understand. I'm just saying I think it's possible that it could be called 2 and still be the third. But the point is that Tokyo Drift is like got a new thing going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
It never goes back to that thing.
Right.
It integrates those things into it goes back to its old characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just integrates everything in there. And it's about racing real fast. And
It's about reason.
it was made in Japan.
Nice.
Think about that.
Nice. Good.
Big boom.
Good stuff.
I want to admit that I don't feel like it's a perfect fit like Casino Royale is. I don't feel like Mario Kart Double Dash is indisputably the Tokyo Drift of movies.
Man,
Of video
you were
games.
talking about perfect fits. The fucking Soul Calibur Terminator thing is a perfect fit.
It's pretty solid. I'm trying to think. Okay, Mario Kart Double Dash. It's a game that did not need to innovate, probably. But it did anyway to be fresh. Because GameCube was all about multiplayer and giving you ways to play with your friends and not just against your friends and stuff like that. So it does have the one unique thing that it does have is that you can be on my cart with me
Right.
and press X to throw the shell or whatever instead of me, and we can switch places and you can drive and I can be that guy.
Cool shit. I wish they'd bring it back. You know what it should be? Real talk. They should have a double dash mode.
Yeah, there's no reason why that shouldn't be
Just do it.
easy. Yeah. I'm trying like what is
I think you nailed it. I think it's time to move on.
Tokyo Drift? All right, I'll take that.
Are we doing another one?
Let's do one more. Mario Golf World Tour, don't know which one that is. Believe it's the one on the Game Boy Color, but I don't know. Wipeout 2048, I know what this is. Do you?
Mm-mm.
That's the Vita one. Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc,
Stop making up words.
Dynasty Warriors Gundam. I know exactly what that is, but I never played it.
Yeah.
Little Big Planet 3.
I played that a little.
That's the only one I didn't play.
Mm.
WWE Immortals. Don't know what that is. Star Wars, The Clone Wars, Republic Heroes. That one has a colon and a dash, which I guess in a notes app would be more
Better than 2 colons.
That's true. Devil May Cry 3, Dante's Awakening.
Yeah, I definitely know this one.
The narrative is perfect on this too. There's enough here to really chew on.
So actually a prequel, often, and it is considered to be like
a return to form. Even
more so, the best one.
It's kind of the original Devil May Cry. It's almost like a reboot of Devil May Cry, kind of.
It's not. Like, narratively, it's not. It plays nothing like the first Devil May Cry. It is the most, it deepens everything gameplay wise, and it's like it's very beloved.
Yeah.
It might be the most beloved Devil May Cry.
That's tough to say. At one point it definitely was, for sure. But here's what I'll say. Here's how it worked. Devil May Cry came out. It was a masterpiece, real good video game. Everybody loved it, but it was Kamiya and he like jumped off it and went to do Clover Studios, I believe, at that point. Mm-hmm. Then the second one had some director that didn't know what the fuck he was doing and like fucked up. And then the guy who made Devil May Cry 3 came in halfway through, made the game serviceable for 2. And then he was like, I'm going to make Devil May Cry 3. Devil May Cry 3, in addition to being a prequel that like makes the story make sense.
Oh, okay.
Well, like, here's what I mean is they decided that there's like an ongoing story here that like matters between the games in Devil May Cry 3. Before that, it was like, here's some people from this game that you're going to see. And in the second game, you see none of them. It's a completely new cast of characters. There's a girl in there that you'd like never see again, I think. Like, I don't know. Devil May Cry 2 is like a game that I feel like nobody wants to remember because it wasn't that. I didn't really hate it that much, but I remember that the vibe of it in the fan base that it sucks ass.
Yeah.
Then the third one is basically the template for every Devil May Cry that's come since, except for the Western one. And I think like you got to think about it that way. Like, there were movies before this in the franchise, but this is the one that what all the movies were.
Yeah, what I'm trying to think of is like, what is a movie series where the second one was a big disappointment for a lot of people, and then the third one not only was a return to form, but it was like now the one that everyone loves. So I guess the place to start is like, what is a third entry that maybe not a third entry, but what's an entry that everybody loves that came after one that is like almost universally.
I'll give you a third entry that I feel like this doesn't apply to me. I prefer the second one in this case, but Indiana Jones 3. Indiana Jones 3. Indiana Jones 2 came out, fucked everybody up, created the PG-13 rating. It's like a prequel that doesn't make sense with the rest of the movies that people don't really like.
Yeah.
And then the third one comes back and it's kind of like a little bit more boring, but is also like...
I don't think it applies because like the third one blew everyone. Like the third Devil May Cry was like...
That's the thing. It's genuinely better. Like that's the thing that I feel like is key to. I shouldn't be liking the second one better. You're right.
Right.
I should be liking this third one more.
Like it should be no contest. Yeah. Better than the first even, ideally.
Yeah.
But right now I'm just trying to think of like what, it doesn't have to be third, but I'm just trying to think of an entry. Like what is a later entry in a franchise that blows everything before it away? That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And it's hard. That doesn't happen often, doesn't
right?
Happen a later entry in a franchise that blows.
This is like a perfect final one too. What about this? This sucks. This is a contentious one. Sonic Adventure.
That's another video game.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying like I want to throw out Sonic Adventure as an example of like another game. Like where do you think Devil May Cry falls on this? Like Sonic Adventure is a game I think is worse, but that most people like more. Do you think that in the case of Devil May Cry 3 that this is a game that is both liked more and is better?
I think lots of people, me personally, I think Devil May Cry 3 is better than the first two, absolutely by leaps and bounds. And of course, people seem to really enjoy it.
Okay. So movie,
like later, a little bit later in the franchise, but is like people are like, it's the best.
Oh man, like The Empire Strikes Back.
I was just
because it's not like people.
There was no dip.
Nah.
There was no dip. Yeah. There was no dip. Star Wars 1 is like the most revolutionary movie that ever happened.
Yeah, it doesn't work. What's something that people later in the franchise and people were like, yes.
I'm
This
thinking
is the
like
fucking-
I'm feeling like maybe like a horror zone.
I was thinking about those long franchises too.
Yeah.
Uh,
But there's not one that like crystallizes into excellence.
right.
They all just get weird and bad.
They really do.
Like, horror movies are like the most desperate movies of all time.
If you flipped the release dates of Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead, this would work.
Yeah.
Even though I think Day of the Dead is the best one.
Or Alien 3 and Aliens.
Yes.
That would
If
be
you
like-
flipped those,
That would be perfect.
yes.
It's
it
kind of like
would.
Aliens, but there's no dip.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Even though I also love Alien 3 a lot. Okay.
Shout out to Charles Dance. I hope he's listening.
What an incredible. I just saw him on something. He was great.
So fun.
Oh, almost Toy Story.
Ooh.
People love Toy Story 2. That's the thing. Yeah.
There's
Good
no
call.
like there's no like
Just consistently great, that Toy Story.
there's no like people that are like, I really love Lucia from Devil May Cry 2.
All right.
And that weird Nobunaga looking guy.
This is hard.
Yeah.
What is- 'cause that's the
very,
real-
it's very clear what we're looking for,
Mhm.
but it's also very hard.
Like what we're looking for, I thought would be easier. Like what's a later entry that people like liked better than?
Rambo?
I don't think so.
Rambo the movie?
I don't think so.
Like you got the first one. What? Yeah, the first one's like the best one.
What's a later entry in a movie franchise that people are like, this is the best?
Oh my God.
Because I can think of number 2s that people really enjoy,
Yeah.
but number 3s at
Number
least.
3s that are like the best.
That's so fucked up.
Or like it's like a renaissance for the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the crazy thing. Honestly,
Oh,
what do you think?
I got it.
Okay, yeah.
I got it. Even though, okay, this isn't in terms of quality, but in terms of popularity, I think it works.
Okay.
What if I told you that Devil May Cry 1 was Pulp Fiction?
Okay. I see where you're going with this.
Devil May Cry 2 is Jackie Brown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Devil May Cry 3 is fucking Kill Bill.
That is very astute. I like that. The only thing I don't like about it is that like Jackie Brown's like my favorite.
It's mine too.
Yeah, it's like my favorite.
But for the people don't give a shit about Jackie Brown.
For the general public,
Yes,
I
yes.
think most people don't even know that movie exists compared
Right.
to Pulp Fiction or
And they should.
Kill Bill. Yeah. That's pretty good. I was going to say fucking Top Gun Maverick.
What's the dip?
The dip is just that there was no movies for like
Oh,
a very
well,
long time. And
yeah.
the expectation was that this movie was going to be like a crass trash trap.
I hear you.
It's not as good as Kill Bill.
So we want to stick with that for now?
I like it. I like it also because it's kind of like it works like in a way, in the same way that Tokyo Drift is Mario Kart in a way. Like it's a driving movie. Like I like that happened here, and I like that happened with Kill Bill.
I think that's it. Because people were digging Pulp Fiction. They were like, this is something new.
And they were like, it changed. It literally did change. Like Quentin Tarantino at one point was like a new wave French filmmaker who was making movies based in like Americana
Mm-hmm.
with like some postmodern elements, which is still kind of what he's been doing the whole time. But then he became the guy who makes movies where blood flies everywhere.
Right.
And people say
Like
the N-word a lot.
hyper stylized.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what after Kill Bill was Death Proof, right?
It was
Death Proof?
Death Proof, and then
Which was a little less stylized, but there's definitely
but in a way,
there's bursts of
in a
stylization.
way, it's more stylized than any of them. Like he went out of his way to make a very, very specific type of movie with every trope. Like
make a good point.
if you don't know
Yeah.
70s cinema, you might not clock it. But
Yeah,
if
I
you're-
get what you're saying. It's hard for me to see Death Proof as stylized because I'm always pairing it with Planet Terror, which is the king of stylization. So
Planet Terror is like a D&D campaign that like without any edits became a movie. I love that.
So that means that there's Death Proof and then there's Inglorious.
Inglourious Bastards, which
Okay.
is like
Is that DMC 5?
That's Devil May Cry 4, baby.
No, Devil May Cry 4 would be Death Proof.
Oh yeah. See, I don't like that then though.
I love Death Proof.
I mean, I love Death Proof, but it is definitely not Kill Bill 3. You know what I mean? Maybe
Kill Bill 3?
Maybe Devil May Cry 4 is Kill Bill 2. And
Oh, my bad. Devil May Cry 3 is the whole bloody affair.
You're saying that's one movie.
It is because it is.
I mean, it absolutely is. But
Devil May Cry 3 is the whole bloody affair.
Maybe. But what I'm saying is, in my narrative, maybe now Death Proof is the why people Devil May Cry.
You know, wait a minute. Hold on.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Wait a minute. You might be onto something because every time I talk to people, like this is one of my great litmus tests. I'm like, Kill Bill. They're like, of course. I'm like, you like part 1 or part 2 better? 85% of the time, people are like, oh, chapter 1, and I'm like, I got you.
Yeah.
I think the real ones are like the second one.
The second one is twice the movie that the first one is.
I couldn't agree more.
It's just
I love the first Kill Bill, but the second one, dude.
If you like The Matrix and then you're looking for a movie, then you're going to like Kill Bill 1 or something. If you just want to see some dude beat the shit out of someone.
Maybe that's it. Because Death Proof, right? I love fucking Death Proof. But once again, I think it's overlooked slightly. Maybe you're onto something. So then that would mean that Inglourious Bastards is DMC 4?
DMC, 4. Which is like more of the good old, like more of the good old Quentin Tarantino that you're looking for from Kill Bill.
No, I'm wrong. DMC 4 is the Kill Bill 2, Kill Bill Volume 2.
Kill Bill 2.
And then which means that DMC 5 is
Death Proof. That's better. Yeah, that's better.
No. We're getting fucked
DMC
up.
is DMC.
Oh,
is
I'm not counting that. I'm not.
But that's good. No, because here's the thing. It's
everybody. Let's slow down. Pulp Fiction is the first one.
Yeah.
Jackie Brown is the second one. Kill Bill Volume 1 is Devil May Cry 3.
Yeah.
Which means that Kill Bill Volume 2
DMC 4. The sequel to Devil May Cry 3. The very next game that came out.
Okay.
Then DMC, the white people Devil May Cry
is Death Proof.
Death Proof because it's like not there's something wrong with it. Like, people are like that's not really a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Right.
Like they're like that's my least favorite one. I think it gets less respect even than Jackie Brown does.
You're right about it. It's not that Jackie Brown gets disrespect. It's that people don't know about Jackie Brown.
Yeah, I guess it gets ignored more than Jackie Brown does, even.
And then we're also forgetting Reservoir Dogs, but that's okay.
That's fucking, I don't know, Resident Evil 2. Shut the fuck up. Yeah.
No, that would be True Romance.
Yeah, that's Onimusha.
That's 4 Rooms. 4 Rooms is. And so then that means that, okay, so if Death Proof is DMC, which I totally forgot about.
Yeah.
That means Devil May Cry 5 is Inglourious Bastards.
Which is the very next time that Quentin Tarantino had a big hit on his hands and made a bunch of money.
All right, well let's wrap it up. We're done.
I like that.
We're done.
That was video games as movies. I hope you enjoyed that. Shout outs to Alex Jaffe one more time for giving me a great idea. Didn't steal that directly from him, but was just like sort of like a tribute to him.
I'm prepared to get in trouble later on.
I'm always getting in trouble later on. That's the hallmark of what a YouTuber is.
What's the status on the pizza?
It's on the way.
On the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ted, what about the bacon?
Oh, I have bad news about the bacon.
What the fuck? You're bringing it up now?
What happened?
What's going on?
What happened with the bacon?
So it was going to arrive at 12:55, then 12:45, and they're like, "Oops, finding you another delivery driver."
Okay.
Yep.
And now it's back to preparing the order.
Brutal.
How? Where is this place?
It's like right up the street.
Okay, so then what? Should we walk and go get some goddamn bacon? This is ridiculous.
Well, I did request bacon, so it's possible that they did what I said. So we may be all right.
Fair enough.
But while we're here, let's jump into Patron Q&A.
That was the worst one.
Patron Q&A.
Just cut it off earlier and we'll be fine.
So last week I asked you guys for a secret question for next time, which I'm going to put to Brett since we went out of order with our Patron Q&A. But I saved the responses from Brett's question last time so that we could read them today while Brett is here, which is, in your opinion, when does the ship of Theseus cease to be the ship of Theseus?
I forgot I asked this. Yeah. I'm not ready for this shit right now.
The heady style. We got some time, so get ready.
We do?
I mean,
I feel like we've been talking for 2 hours.
We've been talking for a while. Pizza's on his way. So, let's get into this, and maybe by the time it's here, we'll be able to taste some pizza and tell people what it is.
Uh-huh.
So here we go. First one from Tim. Take it away.
Is this all Tim?
This is all Tim. All this.
Fuck! Scroll down to the bottom of what Tim has to say.
You were the one who asked motherfuckers when the ship of Theseus ceases to be the ship of Theseus.
I
You could have asked them what their favorite pizza topping was.
I know. Scroll down to the bottom. All right, there it is. There it is. I see. Like, that's how bad. We have to scroll down to see the bottom. I appreciate. Okay, let's see what Tim has to say.
I made it size 14 also to our credit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tim says, complicated answer, but I believe that for an inanimate object, it is still allowed to be called the thing until its final piece has been removed and replaced, at which point it can only be called a replica.
Damn.
Interesting. If there are pieces that were removed, they are still intact. And maybe we should explain what the fuck we're talking about.
Ship of Theseus, once again, is the idea that if you take little pieces of wood as you repair a ship over years and years and years, and you replace the ship's original parts fully with new parts.
Identical parts, though.
Yeah, like to be the same ship, but just new parts that weren't part of the original ship.
Right. At what point does it?
Yeah.
At what point is it no longer the original ship?
Right.
Tim continues, if there are pieces that were removed, they're still intact and are used to rebuild the thing. Okay. It cannot call itself the thing until the original thing passes that point. What?
If there are
pieces that were removed,
they're still intact and used to rebuild the thing.
Okay. It cannot call itself the thing, I assume the new ship, until the original thing, the ship, passes that point. I don't know what that point is.
Yeah, I don't really understand that bit, but maybe
Let's move on.
Color it in.
Now that is not the same situation with living things. Okay. I believe there is no possible way to transfer consciousness and the actual spark of someone's being, their soul. As soon as the brain is completely inactive, the person is gone for good. They're dead. They cannot be revived. They can, okay. I get it, Tim. Jesus. They could potentially be made into a copy, which might think it is the original, but is not. Technically, the original consciousness is ended. Okay. Take the transporter from Star Trek. If that happens, it works instantaneously. The person that is beamed down is no longer the person that left. It can't be. It can't work.
This guy's got his shit.
Tim is starting to feel himself because he's starting to abandon punctuation.
I wish I was this sure of anything in my life.
It can't be. I mean, okay. I don't understand why not.
This is what we asked, you know?
Right. I don't understand why not.
Yeah.
There's a thought experiment which says what happens if there's a malfunction in the original, doesn't get vaporized in the process in the transporter, but is corrupted in such a way that they only have an hour to live after the transport happens. So now there's a version on the ship who's dying, okay, in a version that's on the planet who is fine. And at some point, the original will die, and it's not like their consciousness even jumped to the new person.
I think we're kind of making some assumptions about like how transporter technology works there. I don't think you actually could have two versions of the same life form.
Well, he's bringing up he calls it a thought experiment. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, but I don't understand how this is Tim, I think you're doing a very good job of explaining what you believe, but I'm not sure why you believe these things.
Yeah.
Let's read Tim's last paragraph. I believe that in the future, oh boy, if we ever get to the point where we're at the copy consciousness, okay, it'll be very hard to tell if we're just killing the original person and making a copy or not. I agree with all that. Very true. Yeah. I think it's already hard to tell even right now. And the only way I believe it could possibly be done is in small stages, as in hooking up the brain to a mechanical connection bit by bit and having it start to use a new components in addition to the old components and somehow find a way to migrate the person's spark into the new system, which may be impossible. So Tim, it seems like you've been giving some thought into the mechanical process of possibly copying or transporting someone's whole consciousness, which is fine. But you seem pretty adamant about it being very, very difficult or impossible. That being said, I still don't understand why you believe that's the case. Obviously, we're talking about big hypotheticals and basically science fiction at this point, no matter what we're talking about.
We don't even know if this spark exists. We don't even know if there is a soul. That might just be our brain being stupid. Like I may not even be anything at all besides neurons.
I guess all I'm saying is, Tim, I'm not as sure as you about any of this.
Yeah.
And as far as like when does it cease to be the ship of Theseus, whether it's an inanimate object or a person, I guess I'm still, I see what you're saying. I just don't know exactly why you believe what you believe.
Like the idea that weaning somebody onto a computer system being better at capturing their spark than just copying it straight up. Like we're making a lot of assumptions about what that technology is and what that technology does, which we're not exploring. And the same thing with the transporter thing. It's like, the transporter problem of like, oh, well, it's a thought experiment where there's one that's alive on the ship and one that has an hour to live on the planet.
The other way around, but yeah.
Yeah, whatever it is. But I'm like, how are we aware? Like, how do we even know? Like, what we're talking about in the original transporter problem is a machine that takes you completely apart to your particles,
Right.
and reconstitutes you in another place.
Right.
The idea that there would ever be a clone of you doesn't, in my understanding of the transporter, figure in at all and seems impossible.
I mean, it could happen.
But it seems like you're creating new particles at that point. You know what I mean?
You're
Like,
I mean,
you're not, though. You're just moving them. You're killing that thing in a way that is imperceptible. And then you're constituting from the same materials the same item elsewhere.
okay, but it's not the same materials. It's like, think about it like a pool, right? Like we're all made of atoms, right? Think about the transporter as like a pool of atoms. So you take apart all of us and you throw it into the pool, and then what you beam down to the planet are not the same atoms that you pulled apart, but just pulled from the pool, arranged into us.
So if you and I go through the transporter together,
Yeah,
part of you is part of me.
possibly. Honestly, let's say you go to the if you're on the Enterprise, you go to the transporter room and O'Brien's beaming you down to Ryza,
Yeah.
right? When you beam down, you're going to look and feel the exact same way and all that. But in all, possibilities, the atoms that you were made up with were like last part of Worf. Like
Is that
some of
real?
it.
Is that confirmed?
That's the only way it could possibly work. Think about the replicator, right? Like they're not breaking down a banana every time and then,
I imagine a replicator more like a printer.
it's the same. It's the same.
Where you're pulling from materials.
Mhm.
But I feel like if I was imagining how the transporter worked, I was imagining that it would actually, the reason that you can't just beam your living self is just because the technology that transports particles that distance
Mhm.
that quickly is not able to keep you alive. And so they break you down
Correct.
into yourself, but in a different material, send you through this communication device, which is the beaming part.
Mhm.
And then the same molecules are reconstituted into you on the ground. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it necessarily works like that. I think it's like they've got your pattern. Like they always talk about your pattern in the buffer. They don't have your atoms. They've got your
It's not
your blueprints.
So it's not even you at all.
It depends on how you think about it, I guess.
Like the beaming is like a misnomer then in that case.
Of course.
Well, here's the thing. The point is the problem that we're having discussing this right now
Yeah.
is the reason why it's hard for me to weigh in on what that response was from Tim. It's just because there's too many gray areas that are really like need to be defined more for me to be able to like weigh in on what you're saying.
Yeah. Good shit.
Next one comes from Bruce Wayne, no pronouns provided.
Oh, good guy, philanthropist.
Yeah.
Kind of moody.
Yeah. Very, very amorphous individual.
You're right. No form.
Yeah. I guess in terms of property, like ships, cars, or houses and such,
Mhm.
it's no longer that object once more has been replaced than what was original.
So Bruce Wayne is
So
saying
we're
like
in the 50%.
right.
zone.
So it's like once you hit 51%.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you totally rebuilt a car by replacing all its parts, it's now a new car, not the old one. But people and animals, I feel, are different, as it's experiences and memories that make us who we are.
Okay.
Take cloning, for example. We can now clone animals, and it might be an exact clone, but unless you can somehow implant the entire life of the original into the clone, then it will have different experiences and thus grow into a different personality.
Okay.
Question back, what about starfish? Cut off a limb, and now you have two starfish. What's the go there? Okay,
yeah.
well, here's what I'll say. First things first, the thing about animals. I'm very clear on what you think about Ship of Theseus. I think we're very clearly saying it's 50%.
I'm really sorry. I'm so
The
distracted.
pizza is here.
Guys, if this is a large pizza, then my name is Miles Davis.
Well, you want to be clear, this is from Korean pizza place. So it's,
oh,
you know
but
what
not
I mean?
big fat American
Yeah.
sizes.
So, okay, so hold on. So check
Yeah.
it out. 50% or more, very clear. I
Okay.
understand.
You have your line and I understand
Yeah.
it.
I can't really debate that. I think you gave me your answer.
Yep.
People and animals, experiences and memories make us who we are.
Fair enough.
the cloning thing, I get it, nature versus nurture, but I'm gonna hit you with two things about that. Number one, first thing is if I made an exact copy of your brain, I think conceivably it would have your memories. Like if I took you and made you exactly over here, even though that's not you, if you didn't know you were cloned, I think you'd just believe that you were still Brett, that second Brett.
Yeah, in this hypothetical with this magic technology, yeah, I can imagine that happening.
Yeah. Second of all, they're saying implant the entire life of the original clone into it. It will have different experiences and then thus grow into a different personality.
Correct.
So I read an article recently about, I'm sure you've seen these before. There was like this photographer who did these pictures because he found out that he looked like a lot like, what's his name? Mr. Bean.
Okay.
What's that guy called?
Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah, Rowan Atkinson. He said, I look like Rowan Atkinson. And it's like uncanny how much I look like him. So it's as a photographer now, my object in life is to go find people that look alike who are not related.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They're like black and white pictures. I'm sure you've seen them. They're like really similar looking people who are from other parts of the world from each other. And stuff.
Yeah.
Doppelgangers, basically. They did a study recently. About these doppelgangers from his photos, got 16 pairs of them. And they found that in addition to a large amount of their genetics being coincidentally similar in a roll of the dice type scenario, not only is it their physical characteristics that are similar, but also their personalities, the things that they do, the way that they are, all come through those genetics in the same way, even though they aren't clones, even though they're just similar on a genetic level.
Interesting.
Which is really something interesting. Cut off a limb, now you have two starfish. What's the go there? We're talking about biology now. Starfish doesn't have a brain in the same sense that a human has a brain, and they do turn into two starfish all the time. That's how they reproduce.
Yeah.
That's one way they reproduce.
I guess you're now having baby starfish.
Yeah.
Is the answer.
It's like
I think.
Yeah, it's like a genetic twin that's its progeny.
You've got a baby starfish.
Yeah. Not the same starfish. Definitely not. All right.
Great.
Let's take a pause here and look at this pizza. And then we can carry on with our lives.
All right.
So
you want to do the honors or should I?
I'm going to open it for you.
Please.
Yeah.
Lean it closer.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, let me see it.
Bang.
Okay. Looks great.
I'm going to tell you, I smell bacon on here.
Fuck off. Let me see that.
I smell bacon. I smell like fucking breakfast.
Looks great. This place puts the toppings under the cheese. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's very in my mind preferable. I'm going to take a picture of this for Charlie so that he can put it in our episode for the people.
Who was this? Was this Martin?
Was
this Martin that gave us this?
This pizza belonged to...
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, Martin.
So Martin, thanks for this, man.
This is the Martin, courtesy of Love Letter Pizza. Would you like to do the honors?
You want me to taste this?
Yeah.
I mean, Ted, do we have like plates out there at all?
Probably. Let me go check.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't want to be sitting here fucking...
You're going to rip... No, that's a bad idea.
No, just leave it.
I was going to rip the top off the box, and then I was like...
But if that's a large, fuck off.
I mean, look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 slices.
Here's the thing, Alex. If you gave me a quarter, I could cut it into 8 slices theoretically.
That's true. I mean, that's true.
Yeah, this is... Yeah, here. Number of slices means nothing. Go ahead and grab one.
Okay.
Ted, you getting down?
I'll tell you this. There's not tomatoes, onions.
Because of the onion.
There's not.
Is that the only... Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. I have to know. Is that the reason? The only reason is because of the onion?
Yes.
Fuck! You can't pick them off?
Not when they're under the cheese.
I'm sorry, Ted.
I see the corn.
It's all good.
I see the corn. I see the chicken. I see herbs.
I see
my golden crust. But I don't see the tomatoes and stuff. I feel like maybe they followed.
Maybe they did it. All right. Here we go.
They definitely did.
I think it's dry. That's it.
Here's the thing I'm going to say about this. I don't know if this is because we got Korean or what, but there's not like a base layer of sauce on this pizza in the way that there would be from Domino's Pizza. Instead, what they've got here, and you can see in the picture, it's like a barbecue sauce drizzle. No, I want to say this is good. This is delicious.
It's very tasty. It's just dry.
I was expecting a little bit more dry. Dry isn't the word, right? It's like, it's not like dry. It's very greasy. It's just not like, it's not like, there's not a sauce element in the bite at all. Almost.
Correct. I wanted them to have like a bunch of sauce on it, that being barbecue sauce. That's not going down here, but it's still very tasty.
This is very good. And honestly, I would order this exact pizza again if I was at Love Letter Pizza. I might try it with the veggies, just to see if that mixes it up. But I'm happy with this.
I'm happy with it too. Thank you, Martin. And thank you everybody else for tuning in, right?
Mm-hmm. We only have a few more questions. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought that was it.
We have just a few more responses.
Bro, look at all this. Get the fuck out of here.
We have a few more responses, and I just got to ask my question, then we're out of here. Easy peasy.
Bro, look at all this.
All right, well, we can skip one or two.
All right. Oh, okay, I want me to read Baronade?
This is from Baronade, yeah.
Baronade says, either immediately or never. Oh,
I like this guy.
I'm so far agreeing with Baronade. Depending on what kind of answer you're looking for, truth or practicality. The truth is, it's never the same ship from one moment to the next. Baronade, I totally agree. You dropped a piece of corn on the floor, just so you know. That, however, is what I consider a pointless answer, since that is an answer of no use. Well, it doesn't have a point. I mean, it does have a point, and it does have a use. We're using it right now.
We're just thinking about it, yeah.
Yeah. Like this. Okay. The real answer in my mind comes from the practicality. It never stops being the ship because it still functions as the ship from beginning to end. Even if there was an interruption, say for a complete disassembly and then subsequent reassembly, it would remain, most likely, the same ship at the end. It's still used and called the Ship of Theseus, so it still is. I mean, okay. For people, my answer remains the same, even if we do wacky things like clone multiples. They are all still the same person of Theseus as much as it matters. But then, in that case, it would matter little, because if everyone is named Jim, then why use name Jim to distinguish between people? They are all Jims, but that isn't a useful term anymore on its own. There is now Jim A, Jim B, Jim C. The answer is that a function of naming. If it can function still as Theseus's X, then it remains as Theseus's X. Yeah, so Baronade is coming at this from a very practical place, which I get. But yeah, I mean, I think I agree with just about everything Baronade said. And yeah.
I think, here's what I think. I love the nihilism. I love the it's everything. It doesn't matter. Things are constantly changing. I love that element of it. And I love the idea of thinking about it practically, that if you call it, it's it, right? Like in the same way, you don't even need to have the Ship of Theseus in there. It's like, if I am going to the same neighborhood McDonald's for 10 years, they knock that building down completely and build another McDonald's there. I'm not going to say the new McDonald's. It's still just McDonald's in my neighborhood on my street. You know what I mean? I'm not so sure. I'm getting a little bit lost in the clone zone here. I think that it was our mistake, or at least my mistake, to bring the transporter problem and the the transhumanism element
maybe not though,
into the discussion. I think it muddies the waters a little bit, but that's the closest to my own opinion.
Yeah,
that I've seen so far.
My opinion is still in the next moment, whether you replace a part or not, it is no longer the same ship.
Yeah.
Of course, that's not practical, but we're asking a very weird question anyway.
Hey, but is the dust on the ship part of the ship? Is there there's a piece of barnacle on the outside of the boat that, I don't know.
Right.
There's so many things that are changing about the ship that you don't even realize.
Yep, exactly.
Literally pieces of the wood of the ship flying off into the water.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah.
All kinds of stuff. Last one. I skipped a couple, sorry. This one is from Pooperton, the Pious.
Indeed.
And she says, I started this thought exercise by asking what defines the Ship of Theseus. Is it its function, its look, its particular smell, a combination of multiple properties?
That's funny. Sorry. I'm really sorry.
Yes.
That's very funny to me.
It's funny because
I started out trying to define what makes the Ship of Theseus by trying to define what makes the Ship of Theseus.
Yeah.
That is very funny to me.
To be fair to their point, we have so far pretty much, other than what I was just saying a second ago about little flecks of wood flying off, pretty much talking about pristine pieces of wood in a white matrix room making up the Ship of Theseus without much other thought to it. We've been talking a lot about wood and pieces, but yeah. Once you've determined the ship's unique identifier, then you have to look at when the unique identifier is changed. Pretty logical. But
it is, but
I don't know that
it also means that it implies that there's a unique identifier, and I don't think there necessarily is.
Yeah, other than the name, right? or whatever. But I suppose this exercise is determining the unique identifier itself and at what point you consider it to be changed, which is not an easy task.
There you
given
go.
The intensely vague nature of this.
There you go. Okay.
For the ship to no longer be the ship of Theseus, in my mind, it would need to be unable to do the exact same things as the original.
Function, huh?
Things like max capacity, turn radius, max speed, or count, IDK. What else does a ship do? Surely appearance is important to uniqueness too, right? If the ship looks completely different or is unrecognizable, it can't be the same ship. So now my answer is currently, if the ship retains its exact functions and appearance, then it is still the same ship.
That's impossible. Because like, let's say you're in a harbor, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you replace the ship with a ship right next to it with this process, right? That second ship can do everything that other ship can do, except for one very important thing, which is occupy the same space as the first ship, because the first ship is still there. Then by this definition that Poopertons come with, it's not the same ship.
Or what if I didn't even change the painting on the ship or anything like that, and it has all the same functions and looks exactly the same as it did when we dubbed it the ship of Theseus,
Right.
except legally on paper now, I have like changed the name of it to the Diablo.
Right.
You know, is that the ship of Theseus?
According to Pooperton, no, because it can't do the same function, which is be called the ship of Theseus.
If that's what the functions are.
And but it is like, that's one of the functions of the ship of Theseus is to be called the ship of Theseus, right?
Yeah.
So, if you change the name, it can't do it. So, no.
And then you get into the weeds of questions. At what point does the ship look different? What if the ship is a slightly lighter shade of brown than the original?
Right.
What if the ship replaced one plank with a different patterned one?
Right.
What if its max speed is increased by 1 knot with no other alterations? These give me pause, since stating it's a different ship because of such small changes sounds wrong. But why does it sound wrong?
Right.
What if it were 2 knots faster, 5 knots, 100?
Right.
What if it were completely painted pink? Where is the line in the sand drawn?
That's what we're asking.
We are unraveling this person's mind.
That's what we're asking.
It feels like they started writing and then like realized that they were like not totally sure what they were going to say. Yeah.
Yeah. This feels like we asked somebody what the sound is of like one hand clapping, and they were about to reply with this.
Yeah.
And then as they were about to do it, they were like, oh.
Yeah. Am I clapping? At what point do I feel a change is large enough to make it a different ship? How do I stay consistent with my original logic without my answer sounding like it ignores common sense? Trying to speak in exacts and absolutes leads to either being unwilling to budge for edge cases, which is totally acceptable for some people, or being inconsistent with your original argument. So now maybe my answer has to change to, if the ship retains relatively the same functions and capabilities and appearance of the original, then it is the same ship. A vague answer for a vague question. Any more detail than that would require many more paragraphs. I feel like I'm being a little bit chastised for asking a vague question by this response.
I don't know about that.
It keeps returning to the fact that like this was a bad question to ask a little bit, but that's kind of the point of questions like this. Like, it's not about coming to just to be clear, you don't ask a question like this with the intention that me, Alex Faciane, podcaster, and Brett, like, we're going to like
Burger Goblin.
Brett the Burger Goblin are going to come to a satisfactory explanation that's going to satisfy.
We're not here to solve this mystery.
Suddenly the first person who is actually looking at the ship of Theseus is going to be like, by George, they've got it.
Right. Yeah. Like, you say a vague answer for a vague question, but I think that's where the breakdown happens. I think we asked a very specific question.
Yeah.
A very hard specific question that deserves a specific answer. Like I gave one, right? So like, I don't think it's vague. I think, when does it stop? Like the very nature of the question that we asked begs further questions. I don't think that means it's vague. I think that means like we're trying to get everybody else to ask more questions. That's all.
When does the ship of Theseus cease to be the ship of Theseus?
Right. I think it's hyper specific. But I also think that it begs more questions.
It's like, you know exactly what we're asking. It's just there's so much to figure out, and that's really the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't want y'all's answers. We wanted y'all's questions.
Yeah.
We wanted y'all's logic.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad with all these responses. I enjoyed reading them.
I appreciate, hearing y'all's guys' logic. And I do appreciate hearing y'all's thought processes. So thank y'all.
Yeah. So now the last thing we're going to do is we're going to ask one last question. We're both going to answer it, and then we're going to read everybody else's answers to this question next time. And Ted, feel free to weigh in on this as well, because it's a pretty universal question to all of us.
Oh, God.
Question is, this is your chance for a video game soapbox.
Oh, boy. Okay.
What's a good original opinion that you'd like to share about video games that you haven't heard a lot of people say before?
God.
And I want to make clear, this does not need to be mind-blowing. This does not need to be, even interesting in your own standards. I'm looking for something that is your own original thought that you came to without just repeating it from a YouTube video.
There's no such thing as a complete game.
Ooh, okay. What's that?
You know, how people are like, it's like they should have waited longer to release this game when it was like more complete, or like now this game feels more complete that they released this, or I'll wait for the game to be complete before I buy it, or the silliest one, which is like, I'm not gonna buy this. Like I remember when games they used to release complete games, now they don't, and they just nickel and dime with DLC. I don't think there's any such thing as a complete game.
That's very. I could talk to you about that for a really long time.
Yeah, all I'm saying, like what these people, with those last group of people at least, remember as complete games, I remember as games that never got any support after launch.
Yeah, or like, can you complete basketball? Like, yeah, I don't know,
because basketball is constantly being updated.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I know.
But like, okay, what's my video game soapbox opinion? I think that the purest games, like things that are purely games that are also commonly identified as video games by everyone, are arcade games. I think that there hasn't been a lot of thought, at least, but in conversations between developers and the audience or whatever, like we don't discuss this a lot when we review video games or talk about them too much, about like what depth is in a video game. And I think we kind of skirt around it because it's a topic. It's like a word that you can throw around to mean a lot of different things depending on what you're talking about. And I think, like, for example, Pac-Man, while a very simple game, has a lot of depth in that you will learn stuff about Pac-Man as you play it for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Whereas I've played games like, for example, and this is not shade, I loved this game, I thought it was awesome, was Ghost of Tsushima. Are you familiar with that game at all?
I know of it.
Yeah. It's like a big open world samurai game on PS5. And the depth there, I think, is a lot less. And even though there's hundreds and hundreds of hours of things to do in the game, like a lot of it is just sort of like repetitive, or it's just like doing the same thing that you already know how to do over and over again. And I think a lot of the things that people do with video games and making video games and designing video games have a lot to do with other expectations that we bring to the table for entertainment from video games that are separate from the idea of what a game is. And I think that depth should be discussed differently with video games because, I don't know, basically like arcade purity, I think, is the true depth. I think like a game that is simple and playable, like maybe there are huge giant games that are big sprawling open worlds where you have that same sort of ability to master them and stuff. And I'm not saying people don't do that. Like I know speedrunners exist and stuff like that, but there's not a lot of games out there where getting really good at the game seems to be the main goal. And you can see those things kind of falling away from games as time goes on. I think the golden age of pure video games at home are sometime around the PS2 era. I think that was the farthest we got, and in like the current video game industry, like the post-arcade video game industry, where we really, really were seeing things that were tied back to the idea of how video games were presented at arcades. And I feel like that's something that's like a very missing element of discussion about video games right now, is like that sort of, the thing that I'm talking about, the type of depth that I'm talking about, and the type of playability and gameplay that I'm talking about is like not a lot of what people talk about when they talk about gameplay. Today, I'm off my soapbox. What do you got, Ted?
I think if you get a decent gameplay trailer, like 3 minutes, you can judge a game by its cover.
Yeah, I will absolutely tell you whether I like a game or I think it's an excellent game or not within 15 minutes, regardless of how long it is. Isn't that weird?
Like, I think even less than that, I can tell if I will be more likely to like the game or not.
Yeah. I can almost predict the review scores of a game after playing it for less than an hour. Kind of weird.
There it is.
So yeah, again, I'm going to read that question one more time for y'all at home so that you guys can go on Patreon, find the form, and reply to this so that we can read your answers to the question next time and respond to them. This is your chance for a video game soapbox. What's a good original opinion that you'd like to share about video games that you haven't heard a lot of people say before? Let us know. Write it in. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Alex.
My name is Brett.
And that's Ted over there. Thank you guys so much for listening to Super Beard Show. We'll see you next time. Bye. And we're down.
That was a mega beast.